Oh man, how is it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, another day out here in East Lansing. Let's get into it. So if you're new here, my name's John J. Thomas, and we ride around on this bike or another bike, but it's always this bike, let's be honest. And we just talk about life, and we see, talk about different topics, self-development, whatever it is. If that's anything that interests you, stick around. If it doesn't, stick around anyways. You might change your mind, or you might be like, God, this guy sucks. There's only one way to find out. So what if I told you that your biggest obstacle in life is yourself? What if I told you that you are your own worst enemy? You might be wondering, where did that come from? Like, that seems a little out of the blue. And what it actually was, I was listening to the song My Own Worst Enemy by Lit. For some reason, usually I listen to that song and I'm like, oh, what a fucking banger, like, what a great song. And this time I was like, shit, what if I'm my worst enemy? The topic of talking about Lit and the song has made me realize I should really do more to just talk about epic music and epic bands on this channel. Like a song or a band per video, and I'm sure eventually we will repeat, because why not? But I really need to do better about that. So this video is brought to you by the band Lit. I'm not getting paid or anything, but they are actually a great band. Check them out. Severely underrated. So the reason I tell you that you are your greatest obstacle is that it's always us. It's almost always us that holds ourselves back. We tell ourselves the lie that, oh, well, I can't do this. Oh, well, I don't have the resources to do this. Oh, I don't have the knowledge to do this. I'm not smart enough to do this. I'm not good looking enough to do this. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know that. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. There's nothing wrong with not having all of the resources. There's nothing wrong with not having the exact right tool for the job. There's nothing wrong with not knowing how to talk to people. And certainly there's nothing wrong with not being the greatest looking person on earth. I mean, look, y'all have to see this mug like 2 times a video. So, you can still create videos and have a face for radio. It's all right. It's fine. But it's not the fact that you don't have the certain skill or the money or the time or whatever it is to reach a goal. That's not the actual issue. The actual issue is the mental block that we create out of that and the excuses we create out of those scenarios. Let's go down this. I see what's done here. The excuses are real, right? I often say it's an excuse, but it's not a justification. If you're like, man, I wish I could find a partner in crime in life, right? Like somebody to really spend my life with, but I don't know how to talk to girls. That's okay. What's not okay is to sit there and wallow in your own self-pity over it forever. That's the problem. If you say, man, I'd really love to find a partner who, I don't know, has these traits and these qualities, and I want somebody who's loyal, and I want to give and receive equally in a relationship, or as close to equally as possible, and you're like, but I don't know how to talk to girls, or I don't know how to talk to boys, or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's ways to learn. Make yourself uncomfortable, and growth is always uncomfortable. We all remember the growing pains, like literally from being a kid. All right, and if you don't remember it, you're lucky. But being a little kid, growing, sometimes your joints ache, your bones ache. They're just, you didn't feel good because it hurt to grow. If you exercise consistently, it hurts to grow. It doesn't happen overnight, and your muscles are sore the next day. If you learn anything, new skill, whatever it may be, you learn guitar, you get calluses on your fingers. It hurts, it takes time to build up those calluses as you're learning. If you're learning a new skill mentally, right? You're taking a college course or your high school course or just a course on your own, or you're reading a book that's really in-depth and difficult. Your head hurts, you get tired, your eyes strain, your head hurts. Growth is difficult. So while you have the excuse that, man, this is something I want to find a partner, but I don't know how to talk to people that well. I'm not that good meeting people at wherever you meet people. That's okay. What's not okay is using that as your excuse and then just wallowing in self-pity about it and never doing anything about it. That's not okay. And I know for a fact that despite what you think, you are strong enough and you are capable enough to learn that skill, to get better at talking to people, and to finally meet somebody so that you have your partner. I know for a fact that you have the ability to start your own business. I know for a fact that you have the tools necessary to start your own YouTube channel, to start creating videos. You don't need a GoPro. You don't need a multi-$1,000 camera. We all got our own little phones. Just start recording. Turn it around and just start talking to the camera. Well, you know, I'm shy on camera. I'm uncomfortable on camera. I don't know what to talk about. That's all right. Start thinking of stuff. Start just doing it. My God, if you look back at those first videos from this channel, yikes. Not gonna lie, y'all. I was so uncomfortable. I had no business buying a GoPro and putting it on a credit card. That was perhaps dumb, right? I mean, financially, that might not have been the best move, but this is one that drives me nuts a lot. I hear people all the time complain about their jobs and how little they get paid and how mean their boss is and how they don't deserve this and they deserve better, or they went to college, therefore they deserve this and whatnot. But they don't do anything about it. There's no like, I hate this, I need a new job. Cool, have you applied for any jobs lately? No, I'm gonna starting next week. Awesome. Talk with them a month or two later. Hey, any new job prospects, any interviews, any luck? Can I help you with anything? Oh no, I haven't applied. I don't know. Or they'll start making excuses. Well, I was just busy. You know, I've been hanging out with friends a lot lately and haven't had the time. You know, they just make up these bullshit excuses. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be grateful or have gratitude for the place you are at in your life. What I am saying though is that if you don't like the situation you are in, most of us can actually do something about that. It may not be perfect. We might not get everything we want, but we can do stuff to make it a little bit better. However, and Brooke actually, her and I were talking, we were discussing how people in relationships oftentimes will sacrifice their own happiness to just remain comfortable. I'm not saying that they'll sacrifice their own happiness for their partner's happiness, because I do think that there's a time and a place for that give and take aspect of a relationship. I'm talking about they would rather be miserable and unhappy the rest of their life than to go through the comfort or the discomfort of a breakup, and the discomfort that maybe you have to do some self-reflection on. Some of this might have been your fault. You know, maybe you picked the wrong partner. Maybe you got lost and maybe you misjudged their character or who they were. Maybe they misjudged you. Maybe you misjudged how good of a partner you were going to be. It's possible. But they will sit there and use the excuse of, oh, well, no, it's kind of all right, or, oh, you know, it could be worse. I've dated worse people, or, oh, you know, it's this, it's that, whatever it may be. But they will give you excuses as to why they don't want to put in the effort to grow or to be something else and find happiness in their life. They are their own worst enemy. In a video we recorded a year ago, actually, roughly in this same exact place right here. But in this spot, we talked about how you can start a business to start improving your life if you want to. If you really want to, e-commerce has never been easier. But I talked about how, you know, if you're starting a restaurant, sure, there's a lot of risk involved in that. And, you know, you might have to take out a large loan, and there are prohibitive factors in starting that. When I was talking about e-commerce, I was like, well, that situation's a lot different. That is a lot easier. I can tell you for sure that starting the Summer Day Fishing Company has been a lot more work and more cost prohibitive. There's a lot more intricacies involved in that because there's a physical product involved, because there are licenses you need to get for sales tax and excise tax and everything. Shipping is a factor, all of these things, but the rest is all e-commerce, right? There's way more involved in that than there has been marketing consulting, self-development coaching, recording bike videos. But back there, we talked about you gotta be okay with failing. You gotta be okay with being rejected. And a lot of the time, rejection, it sucks. But get rejected enough, it's never fun, but it's not as bad. Honestly, it's really not terrible. You get comfortable with it and you get better at actually judging the actual risk involved with stuff, the more risks you take. Eventually you start to be like, huh, okay, well, based on these scenarios and this experience and this stuff here that I've tried in the past, you know, I got about a 70% chance of success on here. Compared to just being like, I have no idea, we're just gonna go for it. But it's our own fear, it's our own excuses. These are the things that stop us from reaching our dreams and achieving the goals and ultimately improving our lives, finding a partner that we really want, getting in shape, eating healthier, losing that weight, finding that new job, moving to the new state, whatever it may be. There are legitimate reasons that you may not move to a new state. That's possible. There's legitimate reasons why you might not have a new job. That's understandable. But if it's just because of yourself, and most of the time it is ourselves, if it's just because of yourself and the excuses that you are making, the lies that you're telling yourself to make you feel better that are keeping you stuck in the place that you're in, we're our own worst enemies. We are the thing that's holding ourselves back. And honestly, that's sadder than being held back by something else, because it's the hardest one to admit. It's easy to blame all of the factors that we face in life on everything else around us. And while they are factors, very rarely is it completely out of our control. Go back a couple videos ago where we talked about how a lot of stuff is in our control, even though we don't want to admit it. And this isn't a video of me telling you, you're shit, you need to do more, you need to be tougher. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, hey, look, friend to friend, I actually care about you. So this isn't a video of me shitting on you, telling you to be better. Nope. This is a video of me saying, hey, look, here's the things I've struggled with. Here's the things that you're struggling with. Here's the things that have worked for me. Here's the things that have worked for other people. Here are some thoughts on this. It's nothing that you don't already know deep down. It's nothing that you couldn't figure out on your own. You have all the skills necessary to do it. All it is maybe I just say it a certain way, or maybe it's just the right day that it clicks for you. And that's the point of the entire thing. But again, you have everything necessary. I'm just here as someone to cheer you on and to help you grow and become the person that you are capable of being. I know that you got it in you. Everybody does. There's nothing that sets me apart from anybody else, aside from maybe that willingness, put in a little bit more effort and to take that risk. But that's not an innate skill. That's not something that you can't learn. Nope. It's something that you got in you too. You just need to capitalize on it. That's all. That's really it. Capitalize on these things that are already in you that people have told you to shut down forever. All the way through school. Don't take risks, play it safe, do things this way, don't act out, don't be like this, don't do this. Don't do anything that might mess up the status quo. That's what we've been told our whole life. And I'm here to tell you, it might be time for us to rethink that and to be the person that you know you can be. Well, folks, that's all that I have for today. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to listen. If you like this, let me know. If you don't, if you disagree, let me know too. Always interested. But until next time, have a great day.